Okay, so now we're ready to start the actual building of the glider. So we're on step number 28. And first we need to remove from the balsa wood sheet and from the 16th inch plywood sheet some of these parts. So we need part B, E, and F. Okay, and those are on the plywood sheet. And then we need parts C and D from this sheet. So C is this piece right in here. And these are kind of falling out already, which is really nice. And let me get my hobby knife. I'll do these first. Okay, so that's part C. And here's part D. And that came out really nice. And here's part A. You also need part A. It's the big part right here. Okay, this little piece right here we won't need, so you can remove and discard that. Also that piece there and the one that was there can go away as well. Okay, so those we'll put off to the side, and then from this sheet we need part B, E, and F, which is this big piece here, and then these two pieces here. If you notice on part F, there's this small one right here. There's a little dot in the corner. That is on purpose. So remember that little dot later. So we'll remove this. And these are a little harder because it's harder wood. And then we need this big piece. Okay, so as I'm building from the prototype, and we had somebody has taken a pen and drawn on here, and I think it's because of this is going to go right there. So I'm just seeing that yours won't have that on there when you build this. You can see the tick marks a little easier from the back side. Okay, and then all these pieces in the middle, these are also removed. And the reason we did this was try to eliminate some weight out of the rocket, because the lighter the weight of the rocket, the longer the duration of the glide. And so these are actually called lightning holes, like making it lighter. Not lightning like a bolt of lightning, but lightning is to make it lighter. You'll also notice on this piece right here, there are two lines that are etched into the surface. That's not by an accident. That's actually intentional. between these two lines is actually the balance point of the glider. And we wanted to show that and make it easier for you to balance this. So those lines are there on purpose. So when you're painting your rocket later, don't fill those lines. We want to make sure we can still see them. Because otherwise, it's going to be a little bit harder to trim your glider. Okay. All right. So now we're on step 29. We're going to take a small amount of CA and the spacer C, which is this one here, and we're going to take the piece E, which is this one right here, and this is going to be glued in here so that this part here, this curved part, is even with the surface here. So you'll notice it sticks through. There's little tabs on the outside to prevent it from going too far through. All right, so I'm just going to put it in there. And this time I am going to use some CA. So this is medium thick CA. I had somebody on one of my videos, I was talking about in the video, talking about water thin CA. And they thought I said water thinned with an ED on the end. It's not thinned with water. It's thin, like water is thin. But here we're using medium thick. So it's a little bit syrupy. And we're just going to glue that in there like that. And then I'm going to hit it with a little bit of CA. This is the accelerator. And just a little bit will instantly cure that. And you want to make sure that it's flat and square so that it's up and down before that CA has a lot of chance to cure. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to dry fit the assembly frame B onto the opposite side of this B. So the side that has the engraving on it, we want to be on the opposite side. And you see these two tabs right here. Those are going to go into the slots in the plywood like that. And we want to trace around that with a pencil, because this is where we're going to put the glue. Okay. Just like that. So this part here is where the glue is going to go, and that's in step 31. So I'm going to go ahead and put my glue down. There, like that. And then oops, I got to get it into the slots. There, like that. You can see there's a little bit of glue that oozed out. You can just wipe that off. Doesn't really matter. It's just adding weight at this point. This is going to be on the bottom side. I think we'll figure that out later. Okay, so now we're going to take this part here, and this is going to go on this side where the etching is, and this will Make sure I got it right. Apply medium CA to the frame B with the pencil outline. Oh, that was, yeah, now we're on 32. Apply medium CA adhesive uniformly to the upper engraved side of B. So this is the engraved side. Glue the upper frame in place, carefully aligning the two frames along the outer edge. So these two little slots or tabs will come into these slots here, like that. And then we're going to glue these in place. And you can see, we've already drawn a line. It was already drawn on there. But I'm just drawing it here so I know where my glue is going to go. So my glue is going to go everywhere here, and then along here. And so. Okay, so I heard my camera turn off. So this camera is no longer working. The battery must have gone. Okay, so I got that glued in place, and make sure that these are aligned along the outside. They're not sticking over. And press them in place. Now on these little cutouts here, I can see some glue is oozed out, and I want to get that off because there are little pieces that are going to go in there. There's little plywood pieces, and I want to take the glue out of there just so that I can, those will slide in easier. Okay, and I got a little bit of glue along the outside rails, and I want to take that off as well. Okay, so this is where I'm going to pause. And then in the next step, we'll go into step number 33. So we'll see you then.